Namaste. Guruji Sundararajananda is with me. He is basically originally in Malaysia. And just to give a little bit about Guruji, he started his yoga practice at the age of 10, and he's been teaching yoga since 40 years. And he's a Shaivite, and he's just playing a bridge between East and West culture. And he's just doing a lot of things about Hindu Sanatana Dharma. He just wrote two main book. One is Why Shivalinga is Not a Phallus, and the second one is Caste is Not Hindu. Guruji, welcome to my talk. I tried a little bit. Yeah, I tried a little bit about your introductions. Why don't you just add something to it, Guruji? Then we'll branch it out to questions.
Sure, no worries. First of all, thank you for having me on your platform. And also thank you for speaking out for Sanatana Dharma. It's important, especially in this age. My journey started when I was very young. So definitely for everyone, Mada Pida is their first guru.
Mhm.
And then in my family, my maternal grand aunt took me in to the Sri Vidya Parampara.
Oh,
And
Sri
then
Vidya.
Sri Vidya Parampara. And about Kula Deva, Devi Deva, and everything, whatever I know today, she was the Mola Guru and under Agastya Gotra.
Mhm.
So, 9-10 years old, I was under her tutelage. And over the years, after her passing, and then Guruji Shanmuga, Bhagwan Shanmuga, is a well-known Tantra teacher in India and Southeast Asia. So under his tutelage, I continued. My guru is still alive. And with his blessings, I have written this book. And
Okay.
so yoga has been the basis and integral part of my life from very young.
Mhm.
And then, of course, the Kulachara into the Sri Vidya and Siddhanta Saivism and the whole works. That's about it, about my lineage and my gurus and all that.
Mhm. Mhm. And Guruji, see, if we just look at what we are trying to do here is we are just decoding your first book, why Shivalingam is not a phallus.
Yeah.
In that, there are I would say 12 chapters or more, right? So
Yeah.
what we're trying to do here is we will just do all the lingam families in that chapter. So I would say, for example, what is a linga? What is Linga Purana? Then Gudi Mallam Linga and all this kind of thing,
Sure.
right? And we will try to continue and decode the entire book in 6 episodes. That is what the plan is. Okay.
Sure.
So why Shivalingam is not a phallus, Guruji?
Okay. I hope you can share the book for the
Sure,
audience.
sure.
Okay. There has been a lot of non-stop attacks on Hindu Dharma, Hinduism especially. To make it for audience to understand, I'll use the term Hinduism.
Mhm.
Okay. There's been a lot of attacks on Hinduism for a few hundred years.
Okay.
And the reason for this is to convert.
Yeah, you can continue. I will just.
Yeah. The reason for this is to convert Hindus
Mhm.
to other religions. That's the main reason, That's what the technique they use.
Okay.
So few years ago, there was a big controversy in India
Mhm.
on the Shivalinga on a major TV network, and then the Nupur Sharma case happened. They wanted to,
Yes.
attack her and all that. It's because of the Shivalinga,
Mhm.
and then it also was carried out in many other countries. So
Mhm.
Hindus were under attack with the same modus operandi, telling that
Mhm.
Shivalinga is a male genital organ, and we are
Mhm.
we are praying to genital organs, and that we are primitive and
Mhm.
It's a fertility cult, and all the
Right.
negative connotations that can be associated with it were were light. We got light, and a lot of Hindus
Mhm.
themselves who didn't know what it was
Mhm.
felt overwhelmed, and they didn't know how to defend themselves.
Yes.
As and the reason being, I will say they don't know to defend themselves is
There is
because
no
of
knowledge.
language
Yeah.
problem. Even
Mhm.
some of them in their mother tongue, in whether Hindi, Marathi, Tamil, all they
Mhm.
know a lot of things. They've read. A lot of people have read the Puranas and all that, so they know a lot of the answers.
Right.
But
Right.
to translate that to English became a problem, or to translate like in Malaysia to Malay is a problem. It's not
Mhm.
so easy to translate technical terms.
And Guruji, it is very much needed. What you're doing is,
Yeah,
it's so helpful for our community. There is a
sure.
lot of people. They are highly educated and all those
Yes.
things, but they have no clue about our culture and what exactly, and they don't even know how to defend their culture. Even
Yeah.
someone says, "Oh, this is you are doing this." It's
Yeah.
it's it's on the right path. I think it's the right time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Especially the educated people, because they've been totally educated in English, and
Mhm.
many of them don't know their mother tongue, and so they don't know Sanskrit also. So for them to refer and research and study a subject matter, it's impossible. They rely on
Right.
English translated books,
Mhm.
and that's where the problem lies. In this book, I expose the lies of the Indologies, Western
Mhm.
Indologies,
Mhm.
starting from the 18th century.
Okay.
So I've gathered evidence from 1808.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Guruji, this book is available in Amazon, right?
yes, there is
Okay, so
Amazon book.
I'll be giving the link in the description so that if someone wants to go for it,
Yeah.
they can do it. Yeah, continue, Guruji. We'll continue with the
So
slides.
um, this misrepresentation did
Mm-hmm.
not happen last 2 years or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It started in late 17th century, and
Okay.
it was crystallized in
Mm-hmm.
English translations, Western translations, from the beginning of 1808 onwards.
Okay.
Right? So they had an agenda, and slowly it became more elaborate, and they had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of players involved with the goal of derogating Hindu Shastras.
You mean diluting the Shastras?
No, derogating, making
Mm-hmm.
it into something else, giving wrong meanings to it, giving wrong translation, to make it look like a cult, a primitive
Mm-hmm.
cult. It's not a science or a very high level knowledge system. So they they chose to desecrate Hindu Shastras because they had
Mm-hmm.
no other way. If they accepted Hindu Shastras for what they are, science based knowledge systems, right? And we have knowledge system on every subject. It's
Mm-hmm.
not one subject, every subject that the human beings can think of. And
Mm-hmm.
that early time, so they were astonished with the elaborate works of our munis, gurujis, rishis, and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't believe the depth of the knowledge.
Okay.
If they don't derogate and attack our knowledge systems, then
Mm-hmm.
everybody will have to accept that our knowledge system is superior, and then whatever they have been propagating becomes invalid.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you and anybody listening will
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they don't attack us, what they have in their scriptures and their knowledge systems become invalid because ours is so high level.
Mm-hmm.
So from onset, they started derogating and making it look very primitive, so that the English educated Hindus will not value it. That's their
Mm-hmm.
goal. So once they stop valuing it, then they become easy target for conversion. That's all.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's their modus operandi.
And
So it
also,
is
Guruji, one more. Sorry to break you there.
no problem. No
One
problem.
more, one more trend. What I am seeing, Guruji, is I know this person. I'm not naming him. He's from the West. He's a well-known person, and he learned a kind of a meditation process
Okay.
when he went to Himalayas.
Okay.
And this is all about how to survive the cold environment, right?
Mm.
And this person has learned that he's gone to Himalayas and he's
Yeah.
been with the guru for about 6 months or so.
Mm.
He learned this technique. He went back to the West and he started his own meditation program
Yeah.
wherein anybody wants to get into that course. They have to pay like $2,000 or something for the whole year, something
Yeah.
like that, $2,000 or $3,000 or something.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is I've been following this guy from right from 2006 onwards. Okay, that is before YouTube has become this elaborate.
Mm.
Uh, those days he was just giving credit to his guru and all these things. He was just saying like there is a Himalayan guru taught me and all. These days he what he did is he's not even giving credit to his guru, but he's changed this meditative technique in his name. For example, if his name is X, he has just made a business out of it, and he has just made the meditation name as X method of meditation or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of things happening in patent. Patent is more of the west side, right? So
Yeah.
there is a lot of takeover is also happening.
Yeah. Definitely.
They're changing the names. Okay, continue. Good. Just
So
when
because
you said like this got triggered in my mind. Yeah.
yeah, no problem because they commercialize any knowledge they get.
Mm-hmm,
They commercialize. They are good at commercializing
mm-hmm,
because the lingua franca of the world is English,
okay.
and Americans especially they can sell ice to the Eskimo. No,
Mm-hmm.
Ingo. So they commercialize everything, and
Marketing is good.
yeah, they are very good in marketing. But
Mm-hmm.
in commercializing it, they lose the essence of it.
Okay. Okay.
It's materialism and spiritualism. They
Mm-hmm.
are on the other side of the weighing scale.
Mm-hmm.
So it don't go together.
Okay.
So
Let's move on, Guruji. So we'll go with the slide.
yeah.
Linga
So
Purana
yeah. What
and
is
its
Linga Purana
significance.
and its significance? Okay. Um, Linga Purana, it extols the glory of the Linga. Okay. So we have 18 Puranas. Normally they say 18. And we have Vishnu Purana, Shiva Purana, Agni Purana, Garuda Purana, and so on, Markandeya
Mm-hmm.
Purana, all that. Each one title actually extols or glorifies that uh, person or the gods, Agni, the fire element, and all that. So each Purana specifically glorifies that particular god or the element. So Linga
Mm-hmm.
Purana glorifies the linga. It talks about everything about the linga.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if somebody studies the original Linga Purana, they will know that the Linga Purana is not talking about a cult, fertility group, or also that it's we are not praying to a genital organ and all that, because the Linga Purana talks about the manifestation of the universe.
Okay.
So my question in this book, I've asked the question is, when the Linga Purana originally, when you go through verse by verse, is talking about how the universe manifests, one universe. They're not talking about the multiverse. They're only talking about one single universe, right? How it manifests. How did the Western Indologies correlate it to a male genital organ. I couldn't find anything in the Linga Purana, original Linga Purana, talking
Talks
about the
about
male. It doesn't talk
genitals.
about a genital organ or male, female in that sense.
Mm.
But once we go to the next later other
Sure.
slides, we can see that, you know,
Mhm.
yeah, here 18 Puranas. No, each Purana talks about the glory of the subject matter, the title. Shiva Purana talks about the glory of Shiva, Agni Purana of Agni, Garuda on Garuda,
Mhm.
Markandeya, and Linga, and so on. So if we go to the next slide, we can see the contents of the Linga Purana of this English translation. This is the contents of the book.
This is your book.
Yeah, this is the
Mhm.
contents of my book. Okay, let me roughly go through this before we
Mhm.
go to the contents of the Linga Purana. Okay, in this, the chapter one of this book, the first chapter is the last pagan standing. Why this is very important in this context is for everyone to know that the whole world of all the indigenous people, most of their religion has been destroyed,
Wiped out.
wiped out totally. Okay, the First Nations people, the remnants are there, but the bigger picture is not no more there.
Yep.
So to put it in context, only the Indian Hindus are the last people with their
Survived.
survived all these attacks, and the culture is still
Mm.
intact and still going on. Okay, that's the introduction chapter of this book, and then we talk about the Linga Purana in chapter 2. Chapter 3, we say what really is the Linga. The full explanation has been given based on the original Linga Purana.
Mhm.
Okay. Then to clear all the doubts. Okay. Then we chapter 4,
Different
we
lingo.
study compare the different Linga Puranas, which have been only the ones that have been translated to English
Mhm.
after 1951. Okay, I'll explain why that was done in that manner. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. After that, we go. Our titles are regarding the dictionary. The
Mhm.
Sanskrit English dictionaries played a pivotal role in giving the word meanings for Sanskrit words to the whole world. Okay, even now a lot of
Mhm.
Indologists, everybody, they refer to Sanskrit English dictionary from UK, England, and so what are the word meanings they carry? That's the one that becomes the meaning for translations. So there have been a
Mhm.
lot of wrong insertions in the Sanskrit English dictionaries of that era,
Mhm.
which is being copy pasted till today.
Okay.
Nobody has rectified it. Okay, even in India, they still go through these books and then they come out with a new dictionary. So, but there are some people who are working on a totally indigenous Sanskrit dictionary. So,
Mhm.
okay, this has been done, and then
And many of the English words, Guruji, is still it is they have used the original Sanskrit word, right? For example, shampoo is it came from chamba, right?
yeah,
Like that.
like
There is
that.
a lot,
Yeah,
lot of.
because we speak indigenous languages, right? The words all
Mhm.
cross over, a lot of them. So roughly, and when we go through and refer, we know the word should sound like this. Then we just
Mhm.
confirm it. It's not we are looking for the meaning, right?
Mhm.
Whereas when we look at Sanskrit English dictionaries that was done in the West,
Mhm.
especially in England, the word meaning, some of the important words have been misrepresented totally. The meanings have
Okay.
been changed. So that becomes a problem for when we translate. It contaminates the book, right?
Okay.
So, and then we have uh, the word linga was used in the Kama Sutra as one of our chapters, and also we have one a chapter on the Gudi Mallam Linga, which is
Okay.
one of the oldest linga, and why it's shaped like a phallus. Everybody will say
Mhm.
shaped like a phallus, but the reason is there why it's not a phallus. We are not praying to it.
Mhm.
And then we also go through the Hindu temple structure. Because when we
Mhm.
talk about linga, then without understanding Hindu temple structure,
Right.
you can understand the importance of the linga. Okay.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then finally we go through the Hindu Shastras and the quantum physics involved um, in Hindu Shastras,
Okay.
which thousands of years ago they already wrote these things down. Because when we talk about the manifestation of the universe,
Mm-hmm.
then we are talking about quantum physics.
Mm-hmm.
Quantum physics has nothing to do with the genital organ, you know.
Mm.
So it's a false insertion. So these are the main contents in this book, and
Dasha Mahavidya also, right? There
yeah,
is.
that's the Mahavidyas, where they correlate to the
Okay.
multiverse manifestation process.
Okay.
So that we will go through when we come to the chapter then.
So, Guruji, see, this is all. This is, I think, totally about 14 chapters, right? So we cannot do it in one episode. So what I'm trying to do is, episode one, we will stick with the Linga Puranam and what really is Linga,
Yeah,
comparing different Linga Puranams and Gudi Mallam
yeah,
Linga.
yeah,
Okay, and then we will go out with episode two on last man standing and foolish
yeah,
wise men,
yeah.
and third is Kama Sutra, a separate
Mm.
one, and fourth is like Hindu temple structure, and fifth is Hindu Shastras and quantum physics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And the sixth one is Dasha Mahavidya. This is the plan, sixth episode. So let's go ahead with our Linga family today.
yeah. Move on to the next slide, please. Okay. Here we have the picture of the Linga Purana.
Mhm.
The one that I could find, this is the oldest I could find. Okay, beyond this, I couldn't find any older. Of
Mhm.
English translation. Of English translation.
1931, right? First
1951.
edition.
1951.
51. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 1951. And then this 1951, in its contents page, okay, it has two books with
Mhm.
the first one has two books total of 95 chapters.
Okay.
Okay, 95 chapters, and it it starts with introductory and then index of content, and then it goes to primary creation,
Mhm.
inauguration of creation, creation, glory of Shiva, esoteric secret of Shiva, and it goes on like that, you
Okay.
know, to 95 chapters.
Mhm.
It talks about the geography of the world, the time period, the time scale, Hindu time scale, the four yugas,
Mhm.
okay, and how from manifestation, how the our universe is formed, and then how the earth is there, the physical
Mhm.
part, and then the oceans, the mountains, and everything. So when we look at the content page of this Linga Purana itself,
Mhm.
it's not talking anything about cult, fertility,
Okay.
nothing. It's talking
Mhm.
about geography. First about
Mhm.
the universe, and then later about the geography,
Okay.
right? So, and then it further shows what are the important aspects to look at. And then uh, in this book, uh, we have uh, all these pictures, images there. So
Mhm.
when someone is reading this book, they can go through in minute process, looking at each of it. They'll have a
Okay.
better understanding that, oh, okay, the Linga Purana is not talking about anything about the cult. It's talking
Mhm.
about the universe and the contents and how it is formed, how long it
Mhm.
takes for each time period before humans or animals can live on the planet. It it has 4.32 billion years time
Mhm.
period with the yugas, manvantras, and all of that together. So it's very detailed
Okay.
in explaining about the universe formation, right?
Formation. Yeah.
Formation of the universe. Okay, and there is there's an excerpt in the book that I've
Mhm.
taken from the Linga Purana of from the 1951.
Mhm.
It says very clearly. It talks about the Brahmanda. Brahmanda means cosmic egg.
Yes.
Okay, so
Andam and Brahmandam, right?
yeah, so Brahmanda means cosmic egg. Okay,
Mhm.
in our physical world, physical universe is inside the cosmic egg.
Okay.
And then it goes on to say, after the physicality in Brahmanda, 10 times the magnitude, Brahmanda surrounded 10 times the magnitude
Mm-hmm.
by water.
Mm.
Okay. And then 10 times the magnitude around the water is surrounded by Agni, element of fire. 10 times the magnitude surrounding the Agni is Vayu, the air element, and 10 times the magnitude of that surrounded. That means it's all like a
Ether.
one egg into another egg into another egg, bigger, 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 is the
Mm.
Akasha, okay, the ether element.
Ether. Yeah.
Yeah. On top of that, 10 times the magnitude is the cosmic intelligence, Mahat. In Sanskrit, we say Mahat, it's cosmic intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is contained within the Linga.
Mm.
Okay. So, only when Mahadev Shiva takes the form of a Linga,
Mm-hmm.
okay, an ellipsoid, Linga means it's ellipsoid shape, okay, that becomes the substratum for the cosmic intelligence to operate, and then Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Up,
Mm-hmm.
and Prithvi, the earth element, to form inside the Brahmanda. So,
Mm-hmm.
this shows the importance of Mahadev and the Linga, because
Mm-hmm.
without the Linga as a column of Agni, as a long column of Agni, because when we read the Linga Purana, in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, there is a argument between Brahma and Vishnu, and
Mm-hmm.
then Lord Shiva comes in and tells them that he's superior to them, and there's kind of a story for us to understand better. And then
Mm-hmm.
Vishnu immediately tries to go to the top, and Brahma tries to go to the bottom. And after
Mm-hmm.
1,000 years of travel, they could not reach the end of it. And then they come back and
Guruji,
say,
if I may ask you, even human body is also made of these Panjabhutas, right?
yeah, yeah, same,
Okay.
same. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same. The whole creation is made of these Panchaputas,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they travel up and down, and then they come back and admit that, oh, this is we can't reach the ends, and then
Mm-hmm.
Shiva is superior, because what the story tells us is, without the formation of the column of Agni, column of fire,
Okay.
or Shivalinga, there is no substratum for anything to form, to take place.
Mm-hmm.
So the linga, when we look at it in English, in Sanskrit, they'll say the linga is pradhanam, the primary matter. So in
Mm-hmm.
English, we simply translate it to unevolved matter.
Mm-hmm.
Linga is unevolved matter. That means before manifestation, that's the only one that provides the matter for manifestation to happen within it. See, we
Matter. You
have
mean to say matter?
matter.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Matter. So then there's dark energy, dark matter, and then we have the light matter. Shivalinga
Mm-hmm.
is the light matter,
Light
where
matter. Yes.
visibility and manifestation and physicality is possible.
Mm-hmm.
So the dark matter, dark energy side is not possible. You know.
So dark matter is according to you, or what do you think about the connection between black hole and the dark matter?
But I definitely in this book we have written about it, because then when we go to the Dasa Mahavidyas,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mahakala and Mahakali
Kali. Yes.
come into play, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Mahakala is dark matter, and
Mm-hmm.
Mahakali is dark energy,
Dark energy. Yeah.
Shakti. Shakti is
Mm.
energy. So without the spanda, the movement,
Mm.
nothing is possible, right?
Okay. That's
So
a
the
different
spanda,
episode. Dasha
yeah, it's a
Mahavidi.
different episode. That's more
Yeah.
in depth to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so here we in the beginning Linga, we have already established that it is unevolved matter, the
Mm-hmm.
substratum for materialization to happen, for manifestation to happen.
Mm.
So when we are talking about the formation of the universe, so why did the Western Indologies call it a male genital organ.
Mm.
And the Linga Purana is very clear. And there's one more very good verse in the Linga Purana.
Mm-hmm.
It says, it talks about Surya Bhagwan, no? That
Okay.
he comes in 7 horses,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the Simsu Mara Chakra, they call it the Simsu Mara Chakra,
Mm-hmm.
where the pole star or Dhruva Nakshatram, the pole star,
Driva Nakshatra, yeah.
rotates as the fulcrum of a potter's wheel. You know, a potter's wheel goes around and around, but in the center, so
Mm-hmm.
the pole star is like that, and everything is rotating around it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's shaped. The stars are shaped. All the planet stars are shaped like the body of an alligator. So it's a elongated solar system. It's not round.
Mm.
So it's spread out like
Elliptical orbit.
body of alligator, longish, elongated, and
Mm-hmm.
then the center is where the pole star is, Dhruva, and then
Mm-hmm.
everything goes around it, right? And very beautifully they've said in the Linga Purana,
Mm-hmm.
this really astonished me when the first time I read. This is very too good. Okay,
Okay.
they say that the sun
Mm-hmm.
rotates on a single wheel
Okay.
throughout the year. The moon rotates on 3 wheels. So when I first read it, for a moment, I couldn't understand what it was the first time I read it, you know. The
Mm-hmm.
sun rotates on a single wheel and the moon rotates on 3 wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand that. But after much deliberation, then it struck me.
Okay.
The sun only spins on one direction.
Uh-huh.
The sun only spins like the potter's wheel in the middle, you know, and all the planets
Mm-hmm.
are around it. So it only spins like that in one
Mm-hmm.
elliptical motion.
Okay.
But the moon, 3 wheels, spins by itself, spins around the earth,
Mm-hmm.
and together spins around the sun. That's the 3 wheels.
Okay. Okay.
So we must understand that the earliest time period given for the Linga Purana by Western Indologies is AD, 3rd AD, 5th AD, they say. But
Mm.
according to us, it's actually long time back.
Far beyond that, yeah.
Yeah, far beyond that. So my question is, how did they know?
Mm.
Without any, modern equipment, they knew the sun spins
Yeah.
right,
I
and
decoded many of these things like this in my previous, episodes. With
yeah, it's
there is a
mind-boggling how
yeah.
when you read it, they explain it in such a simple manner,
Mm.
1 wheel, 3 wheel, and all that. But then when we really look at it, understand, wow, how
Mm.
did they know? How did they know the moon, goes around itself, spins, and then goes around the earth, and then goes around the sun?
Okay.
When other people and other civilizations on this planet,
Mm.
they were saying that the sun was going around the earth. Earth was the center of the universe.
So
So
to summarize, Guruji, the why Shivalingam is not a phallus is the internal universal existence
yeah,
is explained
in the
inside
Linga Purana.
lingam. Okay.
So the linga cannot be a phallus.
Mm, mm, mm.
It has to be something associated with the universe.
Universe, yeah. Big
Yeah,
Bang kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, all of that. So that's what in this beginning the Linga Purana, no, and then um, this 1951 Linga Purana
Mhm.
is a very good translation. I
Okay.
don't know why they don't print it anymore. I don't know. You can't
Mhm.
find it anywhere. It's out of
Mhm.
print. Okay.
Okay.
The ones that are in circulation are the later ones. Okay. So in this book, the evidence, even in the slides, there is
Mhm.
they took the 1951 book,
Mhm.
reprinted it word for word, but at the introduction and preface, and at the crucial places, they inserted the words and replaced the words
With what?
with phallus, phallus cult,
Oh, okay.
vagina, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the original Linga Purana, Ardhanishwara, no? Shiva,
Ardhanarishwaran. Yeah.
male, half female,
Mm.
Ardhanishwara. And then in the process of the manifestation of the universe and to populate the world, Vishnu or Brahma, it is there in the book, uh,
Mm.
orders um, Shiva to split into
Two half. Yeah.
two halves. So one becomes the masculine and one becomes the feminine of the whole
Mm.
universe, not for humans alone, for animals,
Mm.
plants, everything. Just
Mm.
the essence of masculinity and the femininity.
Mm.
But in the later edition, they put there that Ardhanishwara managed to copulate with himself. The male aspect copulated with the female aspect to create the world. So this kind of words, to put the
Mm.
copulation and then the male into the vagina and all that was inserted later. And in this book, we have given the images,
Mm.
excerpt form where they all this is exposed.
Mm.
And this was done by Western Indologists when they wanted to retranslate and print the work. And it goes across the board. Even that is in the 1970 edition. In the 1980 edition, although the book proper is in Sanskrit, okay, it's all in Sanskrit verses, but the preface, the front cover preface, introduction, and the credits, everything is in English.
English. Yeah. There is the first edition of the English version is 1951, right?
Yeah, but done by Professor J.L. Shastri. There's
Yeah,
not
but
much.
how come the Indologist has, manipulated that content? So the first edition is already done by an Indian, correct?
Yeah,
In Delhi.
yeah. So 1951 is the first one.
Uh-huh.
1970, 60 and 70, when they republished and inserted
Okay.
all the words, is the same publisher, printer, everything same.
Uh-huh.
And he, from being the original translator, he became the editor in these later editions. And
Uh,
they had they put his name as editor, edited by
mhm.
Professor J.L. Shastri, and they introduced new terminology called a board of scholars translated these works.
Board of Scholars.
Board of scholars. It's there in the book when you go through. The image is there showing board of
Mhm.
scholars. 1951, just his name. 1960, 70, 80, the board of
Mhm.
scholars. And book word for word is the same.
Mm.
I gone through all the versions. Word for word is the same. Only the um, inserted words, and
Translational meaning.
these are bad words.
Oh,
You,
okay.
you must understand. The
Yeah,
bad
I got it.
words have been inserted strategically,
Mhm.
especially in the introduction, and relevant chapters they just follow through. So
Mhm.
it's in the excerpt in the images of the book.
Okay.
Phallic cult, phallic
Mm.
emblem,
Mm.
vagina, and then fertility cult,
Mm.
and all these words we must understand. It's not
Mm.
Indian words;
Indian words. Yeah.
it's English words. Okay, when we mention the word cult, we don't
Mm.
have a term called for cult
I
in
know. I know.
you know.
I know.
It's a very negative connotation in the
Mhm.
Western world cult, and they
Mhm.
inserted it there, right? So it is very derogatory, very
Right.
derogatory. So after doing this for the book, I reversed and went and looked at the dictionary, and there's more damaging evidence there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Damaging evidence there.
Okay. Yeah, that's clear, Guruji. So let's go into the next. I think we can talk about this subject for a very long time, but we have limited time today. So, what are the practical aspects of Linga Puranam into our day-to-day life, Guruji?
Okay.
How
Now,
we can transform our life through Linga Puranam's,
when
vast,
see,
valuable things.
yeah, it is important for our Hindus themselves to
Hmm.
study the Linga Purana, right? Very simply, don't have to memorize or anything. Just get this original version and
Hmm.
then study it so that they have understanding that we
Hmm.
are talking about the process of the one single universe manifestation. What they talk about
Okay.
the sun, the moon. They talk about all the other planets.
Hmm.
So when we study, then we will come to know that this is the truth. Once we
Hmm.
know the truth, then whatever people tell lies, we will be able to negate it and defend ourselves. Right now,
Defend
then
ourselves.
nobody's studying all these things.
Yes. Yeah.
Very limited.
Hmm.
So it is very important. And then once we understand this, and the reason I wrote this book is to open people's eyes and say our Shastras are talking about higher things, not earthly things.
Hmm.
And the Linga is very important because we don't pray, we don't worship, we do
Hmm.
puja.
Puja.
Okay?
Yeah. We
Puja is
will
the
bring the energy within ourselves, and that is what we do, right?
yeah, and the puja is very specific,
Hmm.
right? So when we do puja abhisheka to the linga, Shivalinga,
Hmm.
right? So we are actually um, making it last longer. The abhisheka is done so that the linga lasts for at least 2,500 years, and whatever we are showering on, we also receive back. That's the concept of our temple. Whatever we do puja in our temple, out- outside, without, and within, we receive it back. Right? So it's a maintenance process for the temple, for the Shivalinga, and for the universe. When we study, look at quantum physics, through quantum entanglement, we are actually taking care of the universe. We are like the guardians of the galaxy, and
Hmm.
no other civilization does this. Right?
That's what even this tradition is too old, Guruji. Even
Yeah.
in the Puranas, even Lord Rama used to do the Abhishekam for Shivalinga, right?
Yeah.
So, what is that actual significance of doing that Abhishekam? What is that
We are
behind?
taking we are taking care of our Shivalinga, the universal
Okay.
Shivalinga.
Universal Shivalinga. Okay.
Yeah, we are taking care.
The
If
Brahmanda.
quantum, yeah, that's a substratum for the Brahmandam, no?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are taking care of it because the macrocosm and microcosm, what you do to the microcosm reaches the macrocosm. So
Mm-hmm.
our pujas are not wishful thinking or prayers. It is
Mm-hmm.
done that so that what we give that murti, the energy, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then we receive it back as asirvadam from them, no asirvad. All of
Mm-hmm.
it comes back for the well-being of the planet, the universe, and all the living animals in it. We are not doing for ourselves alone, not for
Mm-hmm.
humans alone. We are doing for
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single living, non-living, for the
Mm.
existence of the universe itself. So
Okay.
it's a very deep science. On the
Mm-hmm.
surface of it, of course, it's very difficult to understand. And our temples are not places of prayer. They are science centers.
Yeah. I know.
And
Energy
Navagraha,
centers. Energy
Navagraha,
centers.
yeah, energy centers. Navagraha,
Mm-hmm.
Shivalinga, right? Then Surya Bhagavan with 7 horses, not less than seven,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna's chariot has 5 horses. So we
Mm-hmm.
must know the difference. That's for the five senses, right? In Surya
Panjabhut.
Bhagavan, 7 horses is for the 7 colors
Mm-hmm.
of the sun's rays. So the science is too deep, and we put it all together in temple architecture so that the
Mm-hmm.
normal people, today I'm uneducated, I'm going to the temple, I'm doing the puja, but
Mm-hmm.
because I'm doing the puja and doing my rituals and everything diligently, I go to
Right.
temple morning and evening and do the sandhya vandanam and everything.
Mm-hmm.
the anugraha from the Shakti will make me intelligent. If not in this life, in next life, I will understand the whole concept of what it is, and I will grow. I will. It's only for us to grow spiritually. Material wealth will be there. It's part and parcel. You work hard, you'll get the material wealth. But when you go to temple, we can get the spiritual benefit where we will become more smarter and we will learn everything. And the knowledge
Intellect.
you will.
Yeah.
I always ask this question to people. If those who are educated and scholarly and they read all these books and they become intelligent and they attain moksha, what about the uneducated? They can't read.
Mm.
How are they going to get moksha? Go to temple. Without
Sadhana.
reading, go to temple, you'll get the same benefit.
Downloaded into you.
Yeah. Simple as that. Very nice word. Very beautiful what you say. Downloaded.
Downloaded.
Finish. So the temple is such a creation. I can't say the gods must have
That's
come.
our next. That's our next episode.
Yeah.
Temple structures. Okay. So coming to our last point, what is Gudi Mallam Linga, Guruji?
Okay. It's a very good question. Gudi Mallam is very close to Thirupati.
Tirupati.
It's in Andhra.
Mm.
Okay. Gudi Mallam is the front cover of the book. Can you share it so we can have a good look at it?
Yeah.
And I can explain very
share.
well. Linga is in the temple in Andhra. It's a very old temple. The belief is that nowadays is in brick. Those days it was in wood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for very long it was in wooden temple, and in the present AD, it goes back to first AD or second AD. It was reconstructed by using bricks by few generation of kings. Yeah, that's the picture. That's the first picture, the cover of the
This
book.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We take a close look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's a human figure in the front,
Mm-hmm.
standing on the shoulders of a yaksha, a short being at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a yaksha at the bottom, and there's a human figure standing on it, and at the back is the portrayal of the linga,
Yeah.
which is phallus shape.
Yes.
Okay, this is what Western Indologists saw the picture or image, and they said, "Oh, they are praying to phallus."
Mm-hmm.
Now we must understand the figure. The main murti in front is of Parasurama. It's not Shiva.
Okay.
Okay, Shiva is in the form, Lord Shiva is in the form of the linga at the back, and this is Parasurama, and below that is he standing on the shoulders of a yaksha, who's actually, according to the story, is Brahma.
Okay.
Okay, and Parasurama, we must understand, is according to the Vishnu Purana, is the sixth avatar.
He's a founder of Kerala also, Guruji.
Yeah, exactly. No, Parasu is the axe.
Axe.
Yeah, Parasurama. So he's the sixth avatar of Vishnu, which is the theory of evolution. Starting from the fish, right? Then the tortoise, and then the Varaha or the boar avatar on land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the half man Narasimha, half man, half lion, and then what did I miss? Vamana, sorry. Vamana,
Vamana.
the short human, the dwarf human, and then Parasurama is a complete first human being.
Mm-hmm.
The sixth avatar. After that, we have Rama, Krishna, and then last is supposed to be Kalki and all that. So Parasurama, Lord Parasurama denotes a complete human being. That's his avatar. Before that was, the transition phase. So human beings walk upright because our Kundalini Shakti is projecting upwards. That's why we can walk up, we can stand straight and walk upright. Whereas for all animals, their Kundalini Shakti is moving horizontally. That's why they move like that,
Mhm.
right? So this Shivalinga depiction is actually showing the energy, Kundalini Shakti
Mhm.
of Parsurama, the first human,
Mhm.
right? Avatar, okay? And then also how energy is moving upwards,
Mhm. Mhm.
okay? So, and also it confirms the story because in this temple, the story, main story is that Parsurama took the avatar, Vishnu took the avatar of Parsurama
Okay.
to eliminate the 27 lineages of the kings who were bad kings, you know.
Mhm.
And then he cleaned up. He cleaned up the earth of the bad kings. And then his father told him to go and do the rituals in the Shiva temple to
Mhm.
absorb his karmas.
Okay.
So this temple in Andhra, and then there's one more, I think in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, a few, all
Yeah, in
Parasrama.
Kerala there is one.
Yeah, there's Kerala. There's one. Tamil Nadu, there's one or two.
Okay.
All same. All are called because this temple is called Parasrama temple.
Oh,
It's a
this
Shiva
temple is
temple.
called Parashurama temple.
There's a term for it. It's in the book. It's a hold
Mhm.
on. I'll confirm it.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yes.
Yeah, because it's
So,
important.
so this is the oldest.
Not really, but
Okay.
in this Andhra, it might be the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they term
Gudi
it
Mallam.
oldest.
Yeah.
Gudi Mallam. So
Yeah, it's clear, Guruji. So
Sri Parasurameshwara Vari Temple.
this is in.
This is a Gudi
Uh,
Mallam.
okay.
The linga is called Gudi Mallam Linga, but the
Uh-huh.
temple is called Sri Parameshwara Vari Temple,
Okay.
but it's a Shiva temple.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the temple is named in dedication of Parashurama,
Okay.
right? So when the whole linga with the Parashurama and the Yaksha being there is
Mm-hmm.
is what the story happened in that temple, and that's why they've
Mm-hmm.
depicted it like that.
Okay. Okay.
So we in people Indologists might argue, oh, it looks like a phallus, male genital organ, and you all are paying
Mm-hmm.
to a phallus. No? We
Okay.
didn't have missile or bullet or rocket that time to denote it as how the energy goes up.
Mm-hmm.
At early, we only had this male genital organ shape to show how
Okay.
energy goes up. That's all. Don't no, they must not read too much into it because the Linga
Mm-hmm.
Purana is the one that explains the whole works of
Yeah.
what the Linga means and everything.
Right. Right. All right. So, Guruji, I think let's limit it today. The
Yeah.
first episode covering all the Linga Puranams and all these things.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll come back with our next. That would be the pagan standing and the French foolish men.
Ah, yeah.
That would be our next. So before I close, do you have something to say to the public, to my
Um,
audience?
yeah. If if everyone wants to understand about our history a little, because the two books that I've written, Caste is not Hindu and Why the Shivalinga is not a phallus, it has mainly a lot of history with evidence from British records. So British were very good in keeping records, so we could find a lot of the records from the archives. So these two books contain a lot of the original records, and it will be very good for parents to get their children to read this. Then a lot of the negative ideas about Hinduism will be clear, and then they'll have a better understanding of everything. So that's my wish.
I will leave the link of your book from Amazon or wherever it is in the description, so that if
Thank you.
someone wants to go online, they can check it out. Okay. So until we meet next time, Guruji, with the second episode. Namaste.
Namaskar.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time. Thank you.